Hello, this is Bharati with another video. Today we are going to see invitations. Yes, how to write an invitation and how to reply if you are invited, right? Now, invitations are of two types. One is formal and the other one is informal. And in this video, we are going to see invitations and reply writing. Okay. First, formal invitation. Again, uh, in this is an invitation which is of two types. One is an invitation which is meant for all or lots of invitees. Example, our wedding invitation. And the other type is an invitation meant for an individual or for a single person. Example, inviting a chief guest or a judge for any event. Now, let's see the format of formal invitation, right? This is the invitation. This is a formal invitation. Okay. Now, the first you have the host, like this is a annual function. Okay, then you have the name of the institution, then you have a standard line saying request the pleasure of your company on the occasion or the event, that is the annual function of the school, then date, time and venue. Then if you have a chief guest, the name of the chief guest and a small line of, like he's an education minister or whatever. Then you have a standard line as kindly consented to be the chief guest and give away the prizes. Then we have the contact details. We don't use abbreviations except for RSVP. This is a French word which means please respond back. And if you have a special instruction, then we give it but in one line in the bottom of the card, like please do not carry mobile phones to the auditorium or kindly be seated 5 minutes before the program or if there is a dress code or whatever, right? The standard expressions, like here we have said request the pleasure of your company on the occasion, so like that we can say cordially request your presence or request the presence of your company, solicit your gracious presence, invite you to join, seek the pleasure of your presence. Okay, so these are all a standard expression. And if you have to write about the program, like, well, if you have space, like usually it is for 50 words, and you think you have words, you don't extend the word limit, again on one side you can just write, like, at this time, you just make a small heading program, then you just write welcome of guest, then reading of annual report, then the cultural program, and then giveaway of the prizes. Okay. Similarly, if it is a wedding invitation, then the program is going to be welcoming the bridegroom or the dinner timing or any ritual, like the ring ceremony or whatever. And then date of writing is not needed here, and to whom you are sending also is not needed. But if it is an informal invitation, then of course date of writing is needed, and then you always close it with yours sincerely. So these are not there in the formal invitation, right? And now I just wanted you to observe the formal invitation and informal invitation, the difference. Like formal invitation is an invitation card or a letter and it has a fixed format, and informal invitation is a letter or a note and it has got a free handwritten, or maybe it can be typed or however. And here the whole message is in the center. And now in the informal invitation, you also write to whom you're going to send or from where it is. And then you also have one sign, you affectionately. Okay. So formal invitations are sent to relatives, friends, acquaintances, etc. on a social occasion. Then we have to see, like, um, it is language etiquette. We say Mr. and Mrs. So always we have the man's name or the husband's name first, and we don't use abbreviations anywhere, like in the name of the guest or maybe for days, date. However, the only abbreviation we use is the RSVP, which means please reply, and it is there in the bottom on one side. Okay, and the subject matter is written in the center set. It has a center setting. And the details such as address, dress code, or any such instruction is written at the bottom towards the left or on the right as per the choice or the convenience. Okay, now you have a small task. This is an informal invitation, that is Vikasananda School, Bhamti, Nagpur is celebrating its annual prize distribution function on August 14th as Mr. Gopinath Monde, principal of the school, draft an invitation. It should not be more than 50 words, and it has to be sent to the parents of the guest. So first, what you will have here. Here you will have the host's name, that is the principal, staff, and students of the institution's name, Vikasananda School, Bhamti, Nagpur. And then cordially invite. Now, this is an informal invitation, so you have to write the name of the person whom you are just sending this invitation. That is the student's parents. Then you can say Mr. and Mrs. Iyer, Mr. and Mrs. Mohanarangam, Mr. and Mrs. Puri, Mr. and Mrs. Chopra, anything. Two. Now, the event, the annual prize distribution function. This is the event. Now you have the time, that is at 4 p.m. on Friday, the 14th August 2021 or 2020. Clear? Now, this is the place in the school playground, or if it is held in any auditorium, in the school auditorium. And Brigadier R.K. Gathoke, the chairman, managing committee, has kindly consented to be the chief guest and give away the prizes. So now this becomes your informal invitation. Now, informal invitation. You are just inviting a person to preside or become a chief guest of your school annual day, or inviting a person to become a judge, then you just give an informal invitation. Like here, you just from where, date, to whom you are addressing, then the subject. Respected sir, it is with immense pride that we wish to celebrate our 25th year in the field of education on 25th May 2020 from 10 a.m. in our school auditorium, and we shall consider it a great honor if you would grace the occasion and preside over the function and hand over the prizes to the achievers. And now it is just say soliciting a line in reply by email to confirm your gracious presence on you write your mail ID. Yours faithfully, Principal, Good, Smart, and School. And this is when inviting a person for a date. And now, a reply to an invitation is also formal as the invitation itself. A reply to an invitation is essential to appreciate the host's feeling and letting the host know whether you are attending the function or not. This is to make the host comfortable so that they can make arrangements accordingly. So now, when you give a reply, the reply to an invitation must acknowledge the invitation by expressing thanks. The reply should mention whether the invitation has been accepted or refused. If refused, then you have to give a specific reason. And you're going to use a specific language and in a very polite manner. The reply should be brief and specific. We should remember to include greetings like best wishes in case you are declining the invitation. A formal reply is usually very short. It is brief and to the point. The quality of good reply is that it must always be pleasant, even while declining the invitation or expressing inability to attend. One must be polite and courteous. Formal replies demand a formal tone and treatment. There is no room for unnecessary details or any other matter, right? And in informal reply, it is a private letter. However, you can express your personal feeling, desire, or an intimate style in a formal tone. So now we have seen replies are also of two types. That is, you either accept or you regret. And then replies are also given in two ways, that is formal and informal. Now, the first one we are going to see is the informal way of replying. So, so both we have accepting and showing the regret for not attending. That is, the question is, Mr. Vipin thanks Mr. and Mrs. Khanna for their kind invitation to their daughter's Aditi's marriage on 20th January 2020 at 10 a.m. and has great pleasure accepting it and confirms his presence at the venue of the scheduled time. That is, when you are accepting, since this is an informal invitation, you write the address and you write the date and dear Nirbhai and Bhabiji to show the personal touch. I am pleasantly surprised to receive your invitation to Aditi's wedding. Has she grown so big? I still remember her as a little girl with two ponytails and a pink frock, eating chocolates and throwing tantrums or refusal. Well, it is really a big occasion for me. I will be delighted to join the celebration and bless the newlywed couple. And yes, as requested, the whole family is coming too. Yours, Vipin. Now, you're showing the inability to attend, your regrets. That is, you're declining the invitation. The address addressing style is the same. Now look at we come to the message. I'm pleasantly surprised to receive your invitation to Aditi's wedding. Has she grown so big? I still remember her as a girl with two ponytails in pink frock, eating chocolates and throwing tantrums upon refusal. Well, it is really a big occasion for me, and I would have loved to join on the auspicious occasion. But now, when you're declining, you say, but my father was in hospital. He had a surgery last week and needs constant care. I really feel bad not to be able to personally join hmm, the occasion and bless the newlywed. Please accept my wishes, best wishes. I am writing to her separately. Okay. So here I will be delighted to join the celebration. And because we would have seen in her grammar, like if you have two positive sentences, you just join them using and if you have one positive and one negative, then we say but. So whenever we are So now we have seen the informal way, and now we'll just see how to do a reply in a formal way. Now, when we acknowledge the invitation, we express thanks in the third person, mention the acceptance or regret, specify the reason for refusal, be brief and specific. Brief in a formal tone and the treatment, and we don't exceed the word limit. And in informal, we use a second person for the sender of the invitation and acknowledge the invitation in first person. We mention the acceptance and regret, specify the reason in case of refusing, in case you are refusing. And we use warm and simple language, and we don't exceed the word limit, which is 50. Now, this is the question. You have to draft a formal reply of accepting or regret an invitation to be present on the occasion of the wedding of Ankush, son of Mr. and Mrs. Shankar of 24 Green Park Road, Kanpur. You are Vikram Gaur of Raja Ki Mandi, Agra. Yes, accepting. Here you don't write from address to address and things like that. You just say accepting. Mr. and Mrs. Vikram Gaur, thank because you are Vikram Gaur. Thank Mr. and Mrs. Shankar for inviting them on the occasion of the wedding of their son Ankush at 24 Green Park Road, Kanpur on 15th May 2020 and assure them that they will be present on the occasion to wish the newlyweds and weds a very happy married life. Mr. and Mrs. Gaur will reach Kanpur by Agra Mail, which leaves at 8 a.m. Right? Vikram Gaur. Then you write the date, 5 May 2020. Now, you are regretting. You are declining the invitation. Then you write, Mr. and Mrs. Gaur thank Mr. and Mrs. Shankar for their kind invitation to the wedding ceremony of their son Ankush at 24 Green Park Road, Kanpur on 15th May 2020. But regret that they will not be able to attend the ceremony as they will be in Delhi on that day. They wish the newlyweds a very happy married life. Vikram Gaur, 5 May 2020. So, in this video, we have seen how to reply for a formal invitation and for an informal invitation, both formally and informally. I hope you've got an idea of formal and informal invitations and replies, and now you are in a position to draft them. If you have any questions, please drop in the comment box. If found useful, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. Till then, happy learning. Bye. See you soon with another interesting video. Bye bye.